We last saw the Chevy Trailblazer in 2009 as a midsize SUV with optional V8 power and not a driver's aid in sight. Fast forward 11 or so years and the Trailblazer is back, albeit in a smaller package and with decidedly less power. For the 2021 model year, Chevy has reimagined the Trailblazer as a subcompact crossover, going against the likes of the Jeep Renegade, the Nissan Kicks, and the Honda HR-V. I like it best in the RS trim with the unique grille, black badging, and the two-tone paint job. However, the active trim with its Meteor tires looks great out in the wild. Under the hood is a 1.2-liter turbocharged engine, good for 137 horsepower and 166 pound-feet of torque. This engine is only paired with a continuously variable transmission and front-wheel drive. However, I was able to get my butt behind the wheel of an LT trim with a 1.3-liter turbo engine with 155 horsepower and 174 pound-feet of torque. Now here you can get a CVT, but luckily I've got the optional 9-speed automatic transmission. Now look, the Trailblazer is not a corner carver. I mean, when I'm driving this car, the suspension is really soft and there's a lot of noticeable body roll. I mean, it does a respectable job getting through the turns, but trust me, it's no Mazda CX-3, which is arguably the best driver's car in this segment. However, I was pretty surprised at this perky little engine. The 1.3-liter is pretty spry for the amount of power that it produces, and the automatic transmission, while, it's tuned more for fuel economy than for fun, it's still pretty good. It helps the Trailblazer get up and get out of its own way with ease. Hey, there's even a sport mode, which Chevy says allows for higher revs and a weightier steering feel. But I found that it's pretty subtle. Those in colder climates will appreciate a snow mode, where the throttle isn't quite so aggressive, resulting in less wheel spin, and there's an optional all-wheel drive system that the driver can turn on and off. Lots of safety equipment is standard, including forward collision alert, automatic emergency braking, front pedestrian braking, lane keeping assist, a following distance indicator, and automatic high beams. My tester had the available adaptive cruise control, and it worked really well. It follows a lead car at a set distance, and it brings the Trailblazer to a really smooth stop. I also had blind spot monitoring and rear cross traffic alert. If you'd like, you can even option up to a high-definition reverse camera. Tech-wise, you're looking at Chevy's Infotainment 3 system on an 8-inch screen with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard. And those both even are wireless on upper trims, which is really cool. You can just set it and forget it. Now, I've always liked Chevy's system as it is really, really simple, and the screen here is super responsive and easy to navigate. And speaking of navigation, on my LT tester, there isn't any, unless you get it beamed into your car through OnStar. But hey, no worries, because you've got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and it's just as easy to use your smartphone. The Trailblazer's biggest disappointment is in the interior. I found that the materials they're mostly fine, but there just isn't much personality. It's purely function over form. Now, I don't expect much at this price, but a little bit of flair would be a welcome addition. I mean, Nissan did it with the Kicks, and GM should be able to do it here. Also, there's a fair amount of road noise that comes into the cabin. Cargo space is about average for the class, with 25.3 cubic feet of space behind the second row seats, and that expands to 54.4 cubes when folded. The Chevy Trailblazer is a decent little entry into the small crossover segment, and starting at just under $20,000, although remember you have to add the $995 for destination, it's priced pretty well too. However, there are a lot of competitors. I've always really liked the looks of the Nissan Kicks, and it's less expensive. But you could just spend a little bit more money and snag yourself a new Kia Seltos. Sure, it's a little bit more expensive, but you'll get a great package of practicality and style. The 2021 Chevrolet Trailblazer is worthy of a look, but you might still find better options elsewhere.